My question relates to attention deficit disorder, which one of those people that have been told that they have it, and it seems like there's a growing number of people younger than me that perhaps have been told the same thing. So I quite often look around the room in here and I think, gosh, I'm just a sort of pretender when it comes to presence. And, I've done some pretty drastic things to, be one of those people that can be still in a room, like Vipassana, which you mentioned earlier in the week, and all sorts of like fasting for 7 days and, doing plant medicines and all sorts of things. And it's been very difficult for me to find a natural access into presence. And I just wondered what advice you might have around that.
Right. So you've practiced. So do you have a meditation practice every day?
Yeah, it's not as consistent as that, but it could be anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. I would say 3 or 4 times a week.
Right. And you have participated in the Vipassana boot camp meditation?
Yes, yeah. And I do Wim Hof, I do swimming in the Serpentine, the lake in Hyde Park.
Right.
Over the winter. So
right.
Anything that would pull me into presence.
Yes.
And I think some progress has been made, but really I just have such strong compulsions from all around, be it sugar, or that's the main one, in fact. But all sorts of things that just hinder my presence.
Yes. Well, you look at some compulsions. So you mentioned sugar as an important one. There may be others. Sugar. So on a very practical level. The sugar compulsion, how does that manifest? Obviously, it manifests with the intake of sugary substances, but how exactly does it on a daily basis? How do you experience that?
Yeah, I experience it around 3:45 or 4 p.m. in the office, and I would have done so well up until then, and then I just go crazy. I go to Waitrose, and I'll buy a very large bar of chocolate and some sweeties. I've noticed there's a tuck shop here as well. And I will just destroy it like it's a drug. Yeah, I'll eat it. It is quite extraordinary how I consume those things. But it is that, it's funny to like laugh about it, and it's like, because it can slip through so easily. But, I'm worried, that I'm going to end up a diabetic,
Yeah.
Sounds like not that big a deal, but it really, it's every day.
Yes. Very interesting. So let's just focus on this particular compulsion, because they're all similar. So if you can deal with one, you can deal with others. And that seems to be the main one, although I'm sure there are others. It's start experimenting with it. Suppressing it probably won't work, at least not for long. But so you begin the experiment by when in the afternoon, as you say, it begins to come up. You can feel that pull. At first, I would suggest to introduce a delay in giving into that pull, so that you give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to observe the pull, to observe the energy field that lives in you, that you call, or I call it the pull, to wanting you to go and get it and then eat it. So bring in some awareness. You may not immediately be able to stop it, but at least you introduce a delay And in the delay period, you observe what it feels, what this energy pole feels like. So you bring awareness to the feeling of it. That's quite interesting. It's not so much thinking about it, but simply consciously feel that pole and say, there it is.